Whoa, we are live. I hate this angle, not gonna lie to you. Okay. Well, I hate the fact that I did this on mobile, except that I don't because I know my laptop camera is garbage. But I have never done this on mobile before, so let's open the live chat. I literally cannot see anything. Ah, I can. Okay. Oh, this is great. I'm obsessed. Oh, it's so cool. Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to what is hopefully going to be one of maybe more live streams about Motherland Fort Salem. And if you guys have been keeping up with my channel, you know that I've officially finished the series, the first season. So, you know, it's wonderful. And I took a full page of notes. Yes, because I'm that awkward. For this live chat, and I watched all of the After the Storm videos, which we'll talk more about later in this chat, but I don't even know really where to start. I love reading these little, I wonder if it's recording the comments on this video. So which of the main four is your favorite? I mean, you can see back here that I have Talia's Bay still up. Yeah, I don't know. I think Tally's probably my favorite. You have a giant page of notes on all of the Motherland theories. Good, because there's a lot and we'll talk about them. Tally is Bay. Just remember, Tally can see that. She sees everything. She is the best seer. And that's one of the things that I wanted to talk about actually was the fact that they, in the After the Storm videos, which if you guys haven't watched those little like videos that Freeform put together with Elliot, the creator of Motherland, and also it included, you know, all the cast in them, but actually there's a lot of information in there that is actually kind of like vital to know, and it's interesting. I don't know if it's just me, but I think like whenever I'm reacting to things, it's hard for me to sometimes notice every little like detail, and sometimes I like don't pick things up. So the videos actually were really helpful in helping me understand all the things that I had missed. Mostly about the mycelium, which I was upset about because I was like, where is this coming back? Why didn't we see it? And it actually did come back in the finale. I didn't know that the final scene, spoilers ahead, but in one of the final parts of the finale where Rael and Abigail are dying and they, you know, that whole explosion happens, that was actually due to the mycelium saving their lives. So it's kind of one of those things where I'm like, maybe it would have been better to put more of that into the show where it was super obvious, but I guess having those extra contextual videos is kind of a nice thing to have just because otherwise you wouldn't have known that. Okay, I feel like I've missed a bunch of comments because I was just getting that out there. I think I saw a comment that said my favorite Rayla scene, and I want to say I don't know how to pronounce their ship name because I said Rayella multiple times, but I know that that's not right. It's like Rayla, but whatever. It's fine. My favorite scene of Rayla. I really liked all the first half of the season. I loved all of their like getting to know you. I think my favorite scenes of them came from episode 5 where they're dancing at the wedding and just like no matter what happens, like just know that I love you, that line. I think that was my favorite just because it's so pure and it comes right before everything goes to shit, and you know, it was just a really nice moment. Textbook on the world would definitely be useful. Indeed it would be. Talk about Biddy Tally. Listen, I'm upset. Like, you have no idea. I I watched, so in the After the Storm videos, they kind of went into that in a little bit more detail, and Jessica Sutton, who plays Tally, I believe mentioned that she was told that she was going to be a biddy when they were filming the premiere. So they had it in their heads that they were going to do that the whole time, which to me is like, okay, she's going to be a biddy for a while. But I've also heard from other people too that the creator, Elliot, I guess, said that it was going to be reversed, or it is reversible. So as long as we know that it is reversible, at some point she will probably be unbiddied. But maybe it's gonna make me suffer, I think, for a little bit. Not that I don't love an Elder Tally. I love Tally in all of her forms, okay? But I don't know, man. She was just so, like, all of the parts of her from Beltane where she's just so alive and full of youth. I'm like, girl, you had so much to live for. In season 2, would you, oh my god, like to see Salem reunite? Oh, I missed it. Whoever just wrote that, do it again. You said Abigail's arc was giving up her war college for her unit. What do you think Raelle and Tally's overall arcs are? Well, it's interesting because they're so different. Like, they're just such different people, and I think it was really evident. I think that Abigail's arc was super evident because she was, like, she's such a straightforward character. You knew exactly what she wanted, which was to get into war college, and then you knew from the beginning that she wasn't really great at working with people, namely her unit. But, you know, as the season went on, she grew to love her unit more and more, especially Raelle. And it was just really clear to me that that was like her season arc, was like giving up that dream of her going to war college for her unit. It was just great. Do the comments disappear for you? Yes, they do. I can only see like 2 at a time. Would you like to see Scylla and Raelle reunite right away, or would you prefer a slow build up? Slow build. I think that, honestly, in good storytelling, I feel like that's something that they should do, is to draw it out for a while. It kind of, I don't really want to say this, but it kind of reminds me of Clexa, when, you know, Lexa had betrayed Clark, and then, oh God, I don't even want to, like, thinking about it makes me want to scream. It kind of reminds me of that, though, because it's similar situations where they're not trusting each other. And it took, like, again, 7 episodes for them to get back into each other, you know what I mean? So I think I would like to see that drawn out a little bit more, because it's just so nice to, like, have it be angsty, you know? As much as we hate angst, we also love angst. I can't believe I just brought up Clexa. I hate myself. How do you think this will affect Raelle to know that her mom is alive? I think it's gonna really shake her, especially knowing that her mom is part of the spree. Like, because now she's been betrayed by Scylla, who was a part of the spree, and now someone who she thought was dead, someone who she thought someone who she did pretty much everything for, was her mom, and now her mom is part of the spree. I think she's gonna be like, stop hurting her. Like, stop hurting Raelle. Literally leave her alone. That's all I have to say, is just leave her alone and stop hurting her. What about General Alder? Do we still stand? General Alder is one of my favorite characters of the whole show. And I stand by what I said, okay? It's interesting because she seemed like she was going to be a villain. If this were a different show, aka, like, let's say that this was Supergirl, I feel like they would have made her a villain if this were a show like Supergirl. But Motherland is, like, not that simple. You know what I mean? Like, Supergirl is very much a show that's very black and white. They try to, I don't know, they just really, they don't blur the lines as much as Motherland does. So it would be too easy for them to make Alder a villain. So I love what they did in episodes 9 and 10, which were, you know, Tally and the unit, like, mistrusting Alder and thinking that she was gonna like hurt them or like they were in danger, and Anacostia was like, you guys are in danger if she finds out. And then in episode 10, having her just explain herself and just be like, I've had to make tough decisions for my entire existence, 327 years I've been serving, and like, you really forget that she is that old and that she literally has been leading Fort Salem and leading the witch army since like before America existed. And so I just think that she's such a complex character. I still stand, okay? She made really bad choices. She committed some crimes. We're not going to deny that. But she still is trying. And I love what I mentioned in I think it was 10, whenever I was like, at least she still goes on the missions. At least she's still getting her hands dirty. At least she's like still trying, you know what I mean? Anyway, I missed a bunch of comments again. Are you going to react to Winona Earp season 4? Yes. Yes, I am. What's the thing you love most about the show? The world building. I think that again, it reminds me of The 100 in the glory days when it was so good because the world was so complex and so much fun. And that's how I feel about Motherland. And I trust Motherland, okay? I trust these writers. I trust, after watching the After the Storm videos, I trust Elliot Lawrence, okay? What do you think the reason is that Anacostia followed Scylla? I was confused about that, I'm not gonna lie. I think Anacostia doesn't trust her still. And the fact that Scylla immediately went back to the spree after being released is kind of questionable. But I think Anacostia still at the end of the day is like trying to serve the military. And I think that she maybe wanted to just see where the spree were at. I don't know. I mean, it's one thing to trust Scylla enough to let her go and to see the humanity in her, but I don't think that she trusts the spree. I don't think that she's like really in with that yet. Do you see the military and spree working together? I do, especially with the introduction of the Camarilla. Hi, Sophia. I saw you. These comments are coming so fast. Do you think Tally will stay old in season 2? No. I think they're gonna have her be a biddy for a long time, but I don't think that she's gonna stay a biddy. I can scroll through the comments? Oh my god, I hate myself. You're right. Thank you, Grace. Okay. Well, now that I know that. How are Raelle and Abigail going to get out of China? Were they in China? Is that where they were when they were searching for the Tarim? They're in like a parallel universe now, apparently. They're lost in they're lost in the middle of bumfuck nowhere in China. I don't know where they are, you guys. All I know is that the mycelium did #that. Sophia is here. Thank you for your support, Queen. And we still have to do the reactors still have to do a chat about Motherland. You know? When I want there to be comments, there are none. Anyway, let's look at my notes. Let's look at my notes here. Well, I think I totally missed the fact that the Camarilla have been behind all the stuff the whole time. Camarilla killed Charvel, which, again, once you look back at it, you're like, oh, duh, because they were using all this, like, mechanized. What is the word? Mechanized. They were using all these, like, mechanized forms of vocal thing, the ones that the Camarilla were using in the little boxes. And apparently they used the vocal cords that they stole to put in those boxes so that they could basically do like a bastardized version of, you know, the seed sounds. So I think I missed that. I definitely was like, oh, it's just the spree. And then, again, it's just those little things that maybe if I hadn't been reacting, I would have paid attention to more. What kind of witch would you want to be? Well, I heard, so this comment says, I heard there might be more types in season 2, which I'm curious to see more types of witches, because I don't think I would be any of them. I think if anything, So in the After the Storm videos, they said that obviously Raelle is a fixer, Tally is a seer, and then Abigail is some kind of like, she's basically specializes in fighting. I feel like I would be the fighting type because I just don't really think that I would be a fixer or a seer. Blaster, that's the one. Thank you. It is a blaster. I want to see War College. See, my thing with War College is like, you're gonna do it, you're gonna be deployed anyway. Like, just go straight into it. Who cares? Are me and Sophia gonna be watching the Motherland Q&A? I'm gonna be watching it. I can't speak for Sophia, but I'm assuming she's gonna watch it too. Do you still ship Tally and Garrett after what he's done? Garrett's so cute. I'm mad, like, again, Tally has way bigger problems now, let's be honest. I don't think that she's really thinking about Garrett at this point in time because she's old. So, yeah. I don't know. I ship them. I think they're cute. I just don't think that Tally's really thinking about that right now. I want them to learn the ancient language. Yeah, there seems to be a couple different types of languages. There's like the Tarim language, and then there's the like witch language that they were speaking in The Hague. But I don't know. Let's look at my notes again. What else? I think I pretty much covered everything that I didn't know, other than at the end where Raelle's mom was like, you were supposed to bring me my daughter. I didn't immediately realize that Scylla didn't know that she was Raelle's daughter. It kind of, you can tell from her face what her face does after she says that. But I think for some reason I thought that Scylla would know that, but I guess not. They need to get some better insults in season 2. No more shitbird. I love a shitbird, okay? Do you ship Tally and Raelle? Yeah. Like, oops. Not mad about it. Elliot said season 2 would start with Willa and Scylla. How do you think that's going to go over? I think that that's a really cool idea to just start right off the bat, like right where the season ended. I think that Scylla's going to be really confused. I think she's going to be like, uh-oh. And obviously, Raelle's mom, whose name is Willa, I guess, and that triggers me because of Winona Earp. But anyway, I guess, it's hard because now that we know that her mom was in the spree, we kind of know that the spree never intended to harm Raelle. You know what I mean? Like, she would never be like, want to do her daughter dirty like that. But anyway, someone said season 2, Raelle will have a new love interest. I mean, I could see that happening for a brief minute before Scylla and Raelle come back together. Thoughts on tiny badass Alder or ass kicking Kalita? I love Kalita. I think that there's so much there left to explore with Kalita because I've seen some things that said, like, is she really just an 8-year-old? She's kind of like the matriarch of the Tarim. Maybe she's doing the same kind of magic that Alder's doing, and she's actually like 300 years old. Who knows? War College is presumably the officer track. Officers are less likely to be placed on the front lines. Okay, that's fair. Fair enough. I personally would like to see the unit, the Bellwether. I was excited when they didn't get into War College, to be honest. I was like, cool, we get to see them do missions. Like, that's awesome. Apparently Scylla and Willa are going to have it out right away in season 2. Is Scylla going to be mad? Is Willa going to be mad? Like, what? I'm confused. How will Anacostia react to the revelation that the Camarilla is back and that the Spree were right? I want to talk about Mama Costia for a second, because another thing that I wrote down that I didn't fully, I guess, internalize whenever the season was happening was that she was a fosterling, which, again, we heard that comment that Alder made about her being a fosterling, but I didn't really get how much Alder had to do with her growing up. And Elliot, in one of the After the Storm videos, said that she essentially raised Anacostia. That's like really important. Is something that I guess I didn't really come to understand. So now knowing what I know, and Anacostia seeing Alder puppeting the president was like actually a huge moment for her, probably. That's like her mother figure, you know what I mean? And she like was basically stood by her the whole time in all of her many years of service, or however many years Anacostia was like in the service. And to see her like mother figure kind of going off the rails a little bit had to have been like hard for her. I just got a copyright claim email. I fucking hate I just got a copyright claim email, you guys. It's probably for the crack video that I did for Motherland that is going to come out after this live reaction's over. Surprise! I'm scrolling back up through the comments now because I'm trying to answer all of them. Are there any areas of the show that you would like to be improved upon? The only thing that I will say is that a lot of the information in the After the Storm videos, like, you would not know unless you really paid attention. So maybe just putting more of that in the actual show, because it seemed like there was a lot of stuff, all the world building stuff, that I didn't know without having watched that. Yes, Katie looks like Alder. I said that in, I think, one of the first reactions, because she does. She looks like an older version. I ship Alder with Tally now that she's old. I could see it. I like their relationship a lot, actually. I think their relationship is really interesting, because Tally was all like, you suck and I don't trust you in episode 10, and then she gave her life for Alder. Was just like, meh, okay, like, I trust you again. I think you're cool again. I admire you again. I'm gonna give you my youth. Do you think Willa knows how powerful Rael is? Which is why she wants... I think she absolutely knows. I think that she definitely knows. And I think that she wants her daughter back. I'm suspicious of Willa. I really am. Because how do you just pretend, like, fake your own death, essentially, and then not reach out? You know, obviously she wanted Scylla to go get Rael, but, like, ugh, that's so frustrating. How different do you think the civilian society is from ours? Well, they know about witches and that there's magic. And a lot of American history has kind of been shaped by the witch army in this world that they've built. So I think a lot of maybe the way that the civilians perceive women maybe is different, because there's these powerful ass witches all around the world, not just in the United States military, but they obviously in The Hague we saw like all the different people from different parts of the world that had witch armies. And again, quoting the After the Storm video, one of them, I believe Elliot said that their armies are similar, but they're also different, and that the army from India doesn't really rely on vocals as much as they rely on gesture, which is interesting. Do you think Rael is going to forgive her mom? Eventually. I think that that's another good storytelling element, is just to draw that out for Rael's character. And I think Rael's arc, going back to that previous question, about the characters' arcs, which I didn't really answer, I think that's part of Rael's arc, is learning how to forgive and learning to trust people. And I think this is going to be a huge, huge thing to overcome for her. Because she already is very mistrusting. And now to know that her mom was not only alive, but a part of the spree is going to be like, what the fuck? Do you think Rael and Tally will end up together in the future? I don't know. Probably not. Do you think Petra knows Willa is alive, since she was supposedly there when she died? I don't think so. I think that whatever Willa did, she got away with making everyone think that she was dead. Rayla, excuse me, Adilgale, or Cravenwood. Rayla, please. I love Cravenwood, though. Your shirt's cute. Thank you. I did it myself. I made this tie-dye shirt. My opinion on Petra, good or bad? medium. I think that she has been conditioned by her long line of duty to the military and her lineage to believe that she needs to just keep power no matter what and to just serve. And I think that she's kind of like Alder in that way, where she's a little bit blinded by, you know, her need to just be that for everybody. Scrolling back up through the comments. Read somewhere that because of the existence of magic, the world is less technologically advanced. That's interesting. I could see that. Do you think the Spree are justified in their tactics? I think that they do bad things. I think that they really shouldn't be committing mass genocide of civilians. Like, you know, not ideal. There's someone in the comments, and I don't know how to block them, sorry. Do you think Willow was in the Spree for longer than a year / the last mission? Could she have been trying to condition Rael to want to follow her to the Spree? I don't know that. I think that she probably had the same attitude as Rael. In that she was, you know, Rael still went into the military even though she didn't like the military. I think her mom did the same thing, where she went into the military even though she wasn't fully, like, on board with what the military was institutionally. And I don't know. I think that she probably has been part of the Spree for as long as she's been fake dead. I don't think that she was doing Spree things while she was in the military. I think that maybe there was like a final, like, so here's another thought, where she left the charm with Rael's dad was probably when she decided, I'm going to be a part of the Spree. I think all the military commanders and leaders are split good and bad. They make bad decisions for what they believe to be good reasons, which, again, is such a human quality, and it's really, like, good storytelling to make these characters as complex as they are. Do you think Scylla is the mall girl? Because the fandom is debating about that. Well, from the first episode, we saw the girl who was blonde, who was the mall girl, light her face up, and then she was the other girl, right? And then we saw that other girl turn into Scylla. So I think it is implied that it was Scylla, but again, they could be like, oh no, that's like a face that they all use. Hold on. Okay. I think that maybe it could be a face that they all use. Still ship Rael and Tally, but it's never going to happen. I don't think that it was ever intended to happen. I just personally saw that Tally is just such a sweet little bean. I think Tally is fluid, okay? I think that going back to the threesome thing, because we haven't talked about that yet, I think that maybe if Garrett had posited that, like, initially, that she would have done it. You know, if maybe Hillary and Garrett had been like, hey, we've been thinking about a way to, like, make this work for everybody, and, like, you know. I am trying. That's not a lot of time, but whatever. Do you think that the Spree might not actually be the bad guy? They could have an explanation for all the stuff they've been doing. I think that that's the intention that Elliot had when he created, because the Spree is really just a radicalized version of, like, Rael, let's say, for example, because Rael doesn't like the military, but she's not, like, this radical group that hates the military. And I think that the Spree we're gonna see more of and see more humanity in them. And I feel like eventually they're all gonna leave the military. Rael, Tally, and what's it called? Abigail. Do you think Scylla and Anacostia are going to work together in season 2? They forged Scylla's break off from the prison. I think Scylla took her to the Spree. You know, we don't know yet if Scylla intended for Anacostia to follow her to the Spree or not. I think it could go either way, to be honest. I think it could be that they planned it, or I think that it could be that Anacostia just followed her. Do you think Abigail and Rael will go back to Fort Salem? Well, you know how Alder was like, oh, it's time to rethink after they completed the Tarim mission, she was like, maybe I should rethink your placement in War College, but now they're in a parallel universe or whatever. I think that it's gonna take some time for them to get out of wherever they are, and I don't know if they will go back to the military. I think they'll go back for Tally, maybe, because Tally's still there. Do you think Alder will sacrifice herself in some way to save Tally or restore Tally? I want to say that, so her name's Lynn, right, who plays Alder. She's been upgraded to a regular on the show. So I want to say that she's not going to die anytime soon. I could be wrong. I don't think that she will die, but I think that there will be a way to restore Tally to her former youth without killing Alder. I think maybe they have another biddy that they can like help Tally out with, you know what I mean? I don't want to see Tally suffering thinking Abigail and Rael are dead. I'm going to sob. You have no idea. Like, oh my God. And Tally like screaming from the helicopter. Ugh, kills me. Do you think we will see everyone's reaction to them being dead? Scylla's reaction would be heartbreaking. Fine, I didn't even think about that either. Like, I don't know, man. Everyone's so separated now. Like, Abigail and Rael are in another universe, another parallel universe, or whatever the fuck they're in, and like, Tally's back at Fort Salem, Scylla's back with the Spree with Rael's mom, and it's like everyone's so separate, and like how would that information even get to Scylla, you know? I don't know. I want to know if you can siphon age from a biddy, if that means Tally has to be a biddy or if someone just takes her place. I think someone, like, it makes sense to me that someone would be able to just take her place. I don't know. That's what I'm hoping for. Thoughts on Isadora? Is she the necro teacher? I actually don't even really know who she is. I'm sorry. Glory could always swap with Tally. I don't know, man. I think it's going to be just a random character who was going to be a biddy anyway. Which character is most likely to die? Someone who's not a series regular. Could you imagine if they get Jenny or Lyrica to guest star as witches in the next season? No. You know that they have to cross over and do it and make Lyrica a witch, right? Because that just makes sense to me. Did I ever watch their live stream? I have been trying to find it, and now that I know that I guess it's on Taylor's IGTV, that I will be watching it. I think Tally will do some good. Maybe she could help Alder remember her origins, and when she redeems herself, she could die sacrificing. I think that in seeing some stuff about season 2, we know that Tally is going to be able to see Alder's past, kind of, now that she's a biddy, and she's going to be like a driving force and maybe helping humanize Alder a little bit more. Isadora's the necro teacher. Okay. Thoughts on her? She lied straight to Rael's face. So I don't love that. She's fine, I guess. There's another Spree agent in Fort Salem, though, when she confronts Scylla after Beltane. I don't remember that. Elliot said she won't be a biddy for long. Good. Would you fly to Vancouver to be an extra? Hell yeah. I feel like I've said, I said recently in one of the reaction videos, because there's so many background witches. Are you kidding? I would do that in 3 seconds. If they would ask me to do it, I would do it. They don't even know who I am. It's fine. Oh, the scene where Rael knocks everyone out. Is that where... What are we talking about with that? The fact that it was awesome? Yes. Do you think it's possible that Willa is truly evil and will pull Rael over to the spree? No. I think that Willa's in the spree because she doesn't like the military. I don't think she's evil. At least I'm hoping she's not evil, because that would really mess Rael up. Do you think that the biddies are connected to Alder, so will Tally be able to gain insight on Alder's thoughts and feelings? Yeah, I think that Elliot said that that's something that Tally's going to be able to do. You know. I can't be in Motherland Fort Salem because I'm a canon part of the Arrowverse. There could be a loophole though, right? It's just so I can do it. Motherland musical episode. I think that would be awesome. And can any of them sing? I don't know. I watched enough of their Instagram videos yesterday. Not enough to know if any of them can sing though. However, I would like to point out that when they all did the stay-at-home, the freeform stay-at-home thing with the push-ups, Jessica Sutton was just hammering out push-ups like I was like, are you kidding me? She's so fit. I was like, girl, push-up contest, let's go. Katie never took me up on Katie Lotz never took me up on my push-up contest tweet. If y'all remember that. Whatever. The ultimate crossover. I bet, yeah, Taylor seems like she can sing. And Amalia. Good. That's what we want. That's what we need. What do you think about Bellwether Unit 2.0 with a necro? My thought is that first, there's a reason for the specialties. A perfect unit needs to have all of them. Yeah, I mean, if there are more than the specialties we've seen so far, I really want to see what the other ones are. We haven't really seen them at all in season 1, so I'm wondering how they're going to be like, oh, and actually there's this specialty and this specialty. But now, you know, it would have been interesting to see them continue their studies and to, like, gain insight on their specialties a little bit more, because we hadn't seen Rael do anything, like, there wasn't, like, she didn't go off to, like, a specialty class to, like, learn how to be a fixer, you know? It's interesting. I wish that she had. I'm sorry, I'm like trying to scroll through these and my hand keeps coming into the frame. Will you be watching Jessica's Rogue movie? I'll watch anything that she's in. I will do it. Don't think that I won't. Think the specialties come into play in War College, which, will they go to War College? Alder said that they could. They probably won't, because Tally's a freaking biddy now. Jessica's gonna be in a movie with our Lord and Savior Megan Fox. Yes, praise. I would love to watch that. Oh, hell yeah. There are sea witches and diviner witches, which predict the future. Well, we'll see them in season 2. Sea witches. Sea witches. Like, let's fucking go. Oh my god. Would I consider reacting to videos from Taylor's sister's channel? I saw that Taylor's sister had a channel. I would react to that, yeah. Yeah, I would do that. It seems like there's going to be a lot of flashbacks and history stuff in season 2 with Alder and the history of the U.S. Well, I'm a history nerd, in case you didn't know, so I'm here for that. Jessica said she's the only non-singer. Somehow that doesn't surprise me, because you can't be beautiful and do push-ups and be really fit and be a great actress. You can't have it all, okay? If she was a good singer, like, what hope is there for the rest of us? Do you think that Scylla's real name is Ramshorn? People have theories about the beginning credits with the family tree thing. You know what's sad? Is that in all the times that every episode that I've watched of Motherland, so 10 episodes, I've only watched the opening credits one time, which was the first episode. So I kind of forget what's in them. She was this child of draft dodgers, so it's entirely possible that they maybe made up their name or changed their name for the sake of avoiding the draft. So I would see that maybe that would be a thing. What are your thoughts on Dodgers, like Scylla's parents? I mean, I think that, like, that word has a bad connotation. I think that it's entirely valid, considering the spree and / anyone who dodges considers conscription to be slavery, essentially, which I can see that point. Like, Rael said that. I definitely see that as valid. Did you know that Will Ferrell is one of the executive producers of the show? What the hell? Good for him. That's really random. I did not know that. I didn't know that. Getting a lot of questions about things that I will or may not react to. Warrior Nun is on my radar, I promise. Yes, I want to be an extra, and I want to wear the uniform, and I want to have it. How do I do this? Can we start a petition? Like, what do I do? How do I get on the show? I want to know why Alder doesn't have a powerful line, considering... Oh, doesn't have a line. Wait, I'm confused. I really want to know why Alder doesn't have a line, considering she's the most powerful witch. Like a lineage? I think that Elliot said that she... Okay, so here's another thing that I didn't immediately catch right off the bat, is that when Alder wrote or signed the Salem Accords, when she was about to be hung, she released a song that maybe she wasn't supposed to release, or that it was like went against tradition to like sing it in front of civilians. I don't know. But whatever she did, it made her infertile, is what he said. So she doesn't have children, which is why she helps raise the fosterlings. What's the next big show that you'll start reacting to? I don't know. Like I said, Warrior Nun is on my radar. Cursed was also something I was considering reacting to, but I heard it wasn't great, and also it's not gay. So, like, why would I do that? If there's no queer couples, I'm not interested. I heard Warrior Nun was, like, sort of queer, so... Yeah. Everyone wants Harley Quinn, also. How many episodes does that have? Because Warrior Nun only has 10 episodes, so I'm feeling that is probably the front runner. I'll take a vote. I don't know. Nun just for camp. Is it campy? Warrior Nun is the prepping ground for a WLW relationship. Cursed is a little gay, but not the main character. Then what's the point? You gotta have a gay main, alright? Gays on main, 2020. 26 episodes, Harley Quinn, 20 minutes per episode. See, I like an animated show that's short. She gave up her humanity. We're talking about Alder again. Alder gave up her humanity, apparently, when she sang that song when she was about to be hung, and she also doesn't eat, which is, again, like, a person who doesn't eat probably can't have children. That's just a thing. Scylla's parents were executed in the session. Do you think that Willa may have witnessed this and it was the thing that pushed her to join the spree? I'm trying to think of, like, the timeline. She could have been there, right? She could have been serving there at that point in time. Maybe she was the one who had to execute them. That would be, ooh, did I just come up with an arc? Did I just come up with a plot point? Anyway, people are saying this is now we're like switching back and forth between Motherland talk and also what I should react to next. So Stargirl, probably won't react to Stargirl just because I'm fucking fed up with CW shows. I can't. Supergirl is enough, and Legends is great still, but like Supergirl is just too much for me. Krypton, is that on the CW or what's that on? The Bold Type has a bunch of seasons now. I was gonna react to it back, like when it first started. But yeah, I don't know. I think Warrior Nun might be it. It's not to say that I won't ever react to these other shows too, by the way. Let's hop back over to Motherland. Willa joined the spree because Petra was trying to kill her because she was jealous of her strength. Well, that is tea right there. That is some tea right there. Is it true? I don't know. Have I seen Lynn, who plays Alder in the Strike Back series? I have not, but I think she's so hot. She's literally too gorgeous. It's a thing. Okay. Do you know that Taylor auditioned for the role of Sabrina but didn't get to keep the role? I could see it. She loves to play a witch, you know? We love that for her. Can we just talk about how Willa should have just took Rael before joining the spree? I mean, I think that would have made things a lot easier for her. I think that trying to convince Rael now to join the spree is going to take a lot more legwork than just taking her initially would have. Do you think that the spree were just like get her to trust you, and Scylla was like, oh, I've got a good idea, and it backfired? Yeah. I think that's exactly what happened. I think she was like, oh my god, guys, I have the best idea. You'll never guess. I'm gonna have sex with her. Isn't that a great idea? And they were like, yeah, do it. And she was like, oh fuck. She was like, oh no. Wish you would have reacted to Fleabag. Guys, I know. I love Fleabag so much. I love it. 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 I love Phoebe Waller-Bridge. She's an incredible actress, an incredible writer, person, comedian, everything. She's so good. Would have loved to see your reaction to the half of it. It's not exactly my channel's vibe. So for a long time I was considering reacting to it, but I just don't really react to movies just because it's like a lot of work. I did watch it and I thought it was really sweet. Thoughts on Beltane? It was hot. That's my thought on Beltane. It doesn't make sense to me that Will used Scylla to get to Rael instead of getting to her herself. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, is that like Rael's gonna think of it as a pretty huge betrayal. The fact that her mom just like straight up was like, I'm dead, and didn't ever try to reach out, you know? It kind of just seems like it would have, coming from her, it would have been easier to get her to join. I don't know. Do you think Scylla knew she was bi before Rael? Sexuality is not really a thing in this world. Yeah, I think she probably knew. Sexuality, like, yeah, I know what you mean by it's not really a thing. It is, but it's not. You know what I mean? I don't think Rael was the first girl that she had ever been with. Let's just put it that way. Can you imagine Scylla believing that Rael is dead and shapeshifting into her because she just wants to see her face? Oh my god, don't make me cry right now. What the fuck? I'm just scrolling through comments right now. Elliot said Willow was discriminated against by the military because she married a civilian, and that was why she was sent on so many missions and pretty much sent to die. That's why she joined the spree. Guys, fully on board with that. That makes the most sense to me, honestly. That makes a lot of sense. Would you like to see jealous Rael? Yeah. I would love to see jealous Rael. I'm probably going to wrap this up in like 10 minutes, so we'll hit a full hour. Excuse me while I drink my coffee. But yeah. I had nothing more in my notes. I pretty much covered everything. Rael said that sometime her mother was tired and it was never enough for the army. I think Willow just gave up and someone from the spree exploited it on her last mission. I think Raelle and her mom are so alike in that way. I think that Willa started at Fort Salem in the same exact way that Raelle did, which was that she was a little bit insubordinate, a little bit like, I don't give a shit what's going on here. What's your Starbucks order? This one's from Coffee Bean, and it's an iced vanilla latte. There's a Coffee Bean like across the street from my apartment, so that's where I go. How do you think the S on Raelle's hand will come up in season 2? I think that would be cool if Scylla like did it while she was in the parallel universe and Raelle saw it. I'm gonna keep calling it the parallel universe because that's what Elliot said it was. But yeah. Which character would you like to learn more about? General frickin' Alder, okay? Like, I want to know I want to know everything about Alder. I don't know, man. I think she's so cool, and I think she's so complicated, and I think that it would be really cool to see more of her. I hope there's a graphic novel series. Me too. I think that'd be great. I love anything like being able to read more about a world in context of watching the show. We need a flashback episode on Alder. God, could you imagine? Get Katie to play young Alder. Oh my God, my brain would explode. How did Tally live in a matrifocal compound and not be a little gay? That's like a thought that I had in the first episode whenever Abigail was like, so you're a virgin, right? And Tally was like, yeah. I was like, but you've like been with a woman. You had to have. Like, must have. I don't know. That's just my opinion. It's my opinion. Which character would you want to be with? Tally Craven. She's just so pure. She's so cute. Like, I would protect her. I would just be like, babe, you never do anything wrong. Elliot said there was supposed to be a book series. I would buy that in a heartbeat. I would also buy that in a heartbeat. Have you seen Lynn doing her rowing / push-up thing? She nailed 90 in 60. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to watch that. I'm gonna look it up after this. We do stand Tally. Did you see the explanation about the significance of braids in witch culture? It was such a great detail. No, I haven't. Someone explain it to me. The Spree safe house that Scylla went to in the last episode looked like it was from the 60s. I think that world is tech and socially behind us. It did seem like it was a little bit like a hippie house, didn't it not? Like, it was very like free love. It's such a weird contrast to what we thought the Spree was whenever we saw that Spree house, because it was very much like with the music and just like the general layout of the house. I don't know. That's a good point. What would you want your mark to look like? Maybe a bird. Is that basic? Is that too basic of me to say? Yeah, like a bird. Aren't they all like flowers? Or what's the bellwether one? The bellwether one is like different, right? Do I think that the show is mainly alive because of the gays? I think that the show would be incredible even without there being gays. But I'm glad that there are gays. They all have braids. That's basically it. Okay. If you were to have a seed sound, what would it do? I don't know. The type of magic that I wish that I had would just be to be like instantly good at things, you know, without practicing. Because I hate practicing things. Like, I want to just be good at things. So that's what it would do. There's something about the braids being rooted in witchcraft and how mothers would braid their daughter's hair as a sort of protection spell. That's cute. I like that a lot. I love the like mother-daughter like lineage and like all that, how it relates to the world. It's just so different and fresh and great. Why don't I sell merch? I've been thinking about it. I have to like think of what it would even be. Where do you think is Scylla's mark? I think I could see it being like a waist area type mark, you know, maybe like a lower hip region. That makes sense. The seed, my voice seed would be a gaydar. That's also very useful. I wish that more shows had gays that were just gay and that wasn't their main characteristic. This is something that I could write a book about. Like, I totally agree, and that's why I've compared this show to The 100, even though that pains me to say that. But like in its glory days when The 100 was good, it was really good. And it was really good for the fact that its main character was bisexual, but that wasn't the like main thing about her. So I totally agree with that. I've already seen One Day at a Time. I've seen all of it, so maybe I'll react to the new season though, because I haven't seen the new season. You said the soccer, it got personal. Who is your favorite U.S. women's national team player? That changes all the time. I would have to say either Kelly O'Hara or Ali Krieger are my favorite. I can't pick. Did I watch Glee? What do you think of Britannia? Yes, and I can't even really talk about that right now. Do you think that Rael and Silla's mark is shiny? Yeah. Am I putting the Motherland crack reaction? The crack reaction is just going to go straight to YouTube, so it'll just, anyone can watch it. And that'll be after this is over. I still have to upload it, so. Do I consider Anacostia to be the bellwether den mother? Yes. Mama Costia has loved the bellwether unit, even though they, as she said, aged her prematurely, which bad choice of words if I do say so myself in that episode. But I think that she loves them. I think that she just instantly took a special interest in specifically Rael, and then like through Rael was like, oh my god, I love you kids, you're so cute. But yeah. What about Ashlyn Harris? I love Ashlyn Harris. I literally, when you say player, I just gravitate towards Kelly and Allie because they play defense, which is what I play. So I just, in that sense, that's why I like them, because I like their playing style, but whatever. Do you think that Scylla, as a second year, is in War College or on Necros on a completely different system? I think that would say that they were in a completely different system if they were still in Fort Salem and it was her second year. Because they probably don't, War College to me means like, someone else said it earlier, is that they would be like leadership. So the Necros are probably being trained specifically to like be on the battlefield as like a resource. Who's your favorite gay character? Period. Literally could never choose. Like, sorry. Is it like, can't. I'm sorry. I can't do it. What are you looking forward to in season 2 of Motherland? Let's finish this chat off because we have like 2 more minutes left. Let's finish off by saying what we are looking forward to in season 2. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how all the cliffhangers resolve. Specifically where the heck Rael and Abigail are and how they're gonna get out of China or wherever they were. I think that I'm excited to see more about Alder, and with Tally being a biddy now, I think we're going to see a lot of that, you know, a lot of her history, a lot of her inner monologue, and like why she makes the decisions that she makes and her reasoning behind it all. I think Tally's going to get an appreciation for that, and through her we're going to get an appreciation for it. So what else? I just want more of the world building. And I want to see more of the like different groups of like witchcraft, like necro and like, what's it called? Necro and fixing, and I want to see like more subcategories of witchery. What else? What else are we looking forward to? Well, we have 30-ish seconds left. We can go over, it doesn't matter. We can do whatever we want here because it doesn't matter. Seeing more of Rael's mushroom powers. Get that mycelium back, okay? What's the mycelium gonna do? It was so interesting learning about the freaking mycelium. Psilocybin clothes. Yes, I want to see more of psilocybin clothes. But yeah, the mycelium, like, it was so interesting hearing Elliot talk about what the mycelium was, and that it was like this giant mushroom that just lives under Fort Salem and is like sentient. Okay, like, that's fucking crazy. And the necros like take care of it, and they like say stuff. But they like talk to it anyway. Okay, well, let's just wrap it up there. Spree cell. I don't know what that is, but yes. Yeah, let's wrap it up. And thank you guys for joining me. This was super fun and super exciting, and I really hope you guys enjoyed. And thank you so much for watching. All the, you guys are so sweet. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys are adorable. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching all of my Motherland reaction videos, and I can't wait for season 2. I'm so excited. It's gonna be amazing. And I hope it comes soon because of the pandemic. I really hope that they are like gonna start filming soon, because who knows at this point what's gonna happen in the world. But thank you guys. Love you all. Hopefully this shuts off when I want it to.